I'm back and I've been a little vacant recently. I'm sure you can appreciate that life gets very, very busy, what with a newborn baby and a toddler to contend with, but hey, I'm back. So today I thought that I would talk about my birth story with Alex, something I've not done with Daisy. I've written all about it over on my blog, which is linked below, but I didn't have my YouTube channel then, so I thought I would share Alex's, because with Alex I was expecting to have him at around 37 weeks because that's when Daisy came, and you know, these things always happen to plan, don't they? Or not. So I was anxiously waiting and I got to 38 weeks and I said to my husband, I really want this baby out now. It's not that I was being impatient, I would quite happy have been pregnant for a couple more weeks if I could, but it was painful, and I think looking back now that I might have been in slow labour. Past 38 weeks, it was a bank holiday weekend, and the one day I said to Ben, today it's a nice day, we need to do something to get this baby out, let's go and spend the day, and if it doesn't get him out, at least I've been distracted. So we went off with some friends and we had a nice lunch out in the sun, and we had a walk around an animal park with Daisy, and it was a really lovely day. But I went to bed really disappointed because I felt better than I had in weeks, probably a month. I had no pains, had no aches, I had no what we call lightning crotch, so daggers down there. I had nothing, so I thought, well, that's a bit disappointing, so off to bed I went to bed fairly early because I was just a bit miffed off really and tired, and Ben didn't come up to bed till a few hours later, so he came up I think about, I'm not sure when it was, just after midnight perhaps, and he walked in the room. I would have been fast asleep. He must have startled me and I jumped, and I do that a lot in my sleep anyway, but I did it, and wow, an almighty gush happened and I just screamed, my waters have broken. I'll never forget Ben's face. He just looked at me saying, you're joking, not now. And it's true, and I was shouting, get me a towel, get me a towel. And they went gush, and I cleaned myself up, and then I got back into bed. I had a weird feeling, it wasn't a pain like I had with Daisy, and I got out of bed again and they went gush again. But so straight away I started having pains. With Daisy it took about 6 hours to feel anything, and even then it was like a mild period pain and it built up. But I knew these were contractions. So I said to Ben, it's going to be hours and hours like it was with Daisy, get some sleep. So off to bed we both went. I was there 10 minutes before I had to get up. They were really painful. They were making my eyes water, they were making my whole body tense and taking my breath away. And they were coming quite regular. I started timing them and they were about 8 minutes apart. So I thought what I'll do is I won't wake Ben, I'll leave him to it, I'll go downstairs, I'll perhaps have naively thought, I'll have a cup of tea and I'll get on my birthing ball and I'll watch the Kardashians or some rubbish like that and rotate to dilate and just do all I can to, you know, progress it and to keep myself distracted. Well, I got up and I went downstairs and my waters gushed again, and every time they gushed I could feel him dropping and it was so painful. And within half an hour, I think it was, they were coming in really quick succession, and they were probably every 4 to 5 minutes apart. So I phoned the midwife because they were lasting over they were not lasting over an hour, that'd be weird. They were lasting over a minute to a minute and a half each time, so it was really painful. So I phoned the midwife centre and she said, yeah, it sounds really good, sounds really positive. If you want to come in, come in. When they are between 3 to 4 minutes apart, then you want to get yourself in, but give me a call and see how we go. So I thought, oh, I'm just being a drama queen, I'll have some paracetamol and I'll get on my ball again. I got up to go and get some paracetamol, and every step I took another contraction came, so I ended up like holding onto the wall and dragging myself into the kitchen where my waters went gush again, which wasn't very nice, and again it got more and more painful. And I just kept wondering, how much water can I possibly have in there? And then the next thing I knew, I was really, really violently sick. So I couldn't have any paracetamol. Couldn't get myself a drink. Yeah, so I thought, right, I need to tell Ben that things aren't good, I need to go. So I phoned my mum first before going back upstairs and said, Mum, I'm in labour. You know, I've only just gone into labour though, so don't rush. I'm just being a wimp, I'll be alright. You know, crying whilst I was telling her this and clinging on to the sofa on my knees on the floor. And I think she must have known the panic, because she was there within like 15 minutes and she lives 5 minutes away, so she must have got up in the middle of the night and raced back down here. So I got myself up to Ben. He was a bit shocked. I said, things are getting really bad. I think I need to go to hospital. And he kind of said, no, you're all right. Because, you know, we were used to 40-hour labours. And I said, no, I really am struggling. So he got up and he said, I need a shower. And I said, that's fine, it's going to be hours. I need to go to hospital because I can't cope with the pain, but it's going to be hours, I'll be all right. So I managed to crawl back downstairs because I was starting to moan a little bit and Daisy was asleep in the room next door. So I went downstairs and I thought maybe I'll try and have a wash. I just couldn't walk. Every step I took, another contraction came, and they were coming every minute to 2 minutes all of a sudden after that last gush of waters. Ben had phoned his mum to come and watch Daisy. She was luckily, thank God, all I can say is thank God that our mums are so good really, and they were both here within like 10 minutes, thank goodness. When they got there they looked at me in a bit of surprise. My mum tried to clean me up and help me get some trousers on because I said I really need to go. My waters kept gushing and I was starting to panic. And I was starting to panic inside a little bit, but didn't want to show anyone else because I thought maybe I'm just being a drama queen. But it was every minute and they were lasting a minute, so it was almost like I wasn't getting that break in between, and I was panicking. So we rushed Ben along. I said, no, we really, really need to go. We got going and we got into the car with towels, you know, because my waters kept going, and a sick bowl because I'd been sick, got my notes, got my bags, and it was dark obviously in the night, and I just remember sitting in the footwell in the back of the car. I couldn't get up on the seat, I couldn't sit down, the pressure was immense and the pains just were not stopping. It was just like a continuous, well, I was screaming really, and I think it was panic now looking back. Luckily the hospital 10 minutes away, would have been quite a bit more in the day if the traffic had been bad, but no one around at, you know, early hours of the morning. It was about 3 o'clock I think, I don't know, I'm a bit hazy about it all. We got to the car park of the hospital and I just couldn't walk across the car park. I just couldn't let go of the car. It was so painful. Luckily we'd parked in the drop-off so I could just go straight into the centre, and we got in there and I was just crying, saying I can't do it, I'm going to be 1 centimetre and I'm going to be like this for like days like I was with Daisy. I think I was quite traumatised by Daisy's birth and didn't realise. I thought I'd got over it, but I obviously hadn't. And the midwife kind of said, right, let's take you to a delivery suite, whereas in the past they've always took you to like the ward where you're not quite gone down to a delivery room, they're going to monitor you or they'll check you and send you home. But looking back, she didn't do that. She took me straight into the labour room. She was trying to examine me and I just couldn't let her because they were coming one after another and my waters just kept going. Gosh, I don't know how much water I had, but it was ridiculous. And during the time I was in hospital, the midwife kept saying to me, I've never seen anyone with so much water before. It's crazy because my bump wasn't massive. And so she examined me, finally was able to, and said you're 4 centimetres. So I was thinking that's good, but my God, how will I cope for a few more hours at least like this? I just couldn't do it. So she said to me, what about pain relief? She said, I can run the pool for you if you like, but it takes half an hour. So in that time you can have some gas and air if you like. So I said, yeah, sounds well. I screamed, yeah, that sounds good. Had some gas and air, which I got on with last time, so I was really pleased to get. And I was thinking, yes, I might actually get my water birth this time. So she went off and run it, and the next, it would have been half an hour, and that is all. My body did some weird things. I felt like I was possessed. I felt like I was sat on the ceiling watching down at myself but couldn't do anything about it. I just remember screaming my head off, absolutely screaming, like clinging. I was on my knees, clinging onto the back of the bed, and it was just the weirdest sensation ever. These contractions didn't stop. I didn't get a second in between, so I was constantly on the gas and air. I was like falling off the bed, Ben trying to get me back on, and I just remember shouting, something's happening to me, and her saying, don't push yet, don't push yet. And now I know it's because she needed to get somebody else in the room. Then I've had a look and realised that I wasn't pushing, my body was doing something really weird. And the next thing I knew, I said, there's something there, it's really strange, something is happening down there and I can't stop it, it's horrible. And she said to me, Hayley, you just need to let go now, let your body do what it's doing, because your baby is there, it is coming. And the next thing I knew, I had the baby in between my legs, and she was saying, you really need to open your legs a little bit more, open up so I can get him. And me thinking, this is just the weirdest dream ever. This can't be real. And she said, just a little push, don't need to do a big one. I think I did a push, and the baby was there, and it was the weirdest thing ever, because I'd been at hospital less than an hour and didn't get in that pool because it hadn't run in time. And I just remember turning around and looking down and seeing him, and he was so big. He actually wasn't so big. He was 2 pounds bigger than Daisy was, but I just thought, how on earth did he come out on his own accord? I didn't really do anything except try and cry and scream my way through the contractions. I tore a little bit, nothing too severe. Well, it was 2nd degree, but it was where I'd had my episiotomy last time, so I needed lots of repair, which they came and did, which took ages, and that was really, really painful. But before that, I had the afterbirth to give birth to. So she said to me, did I want the injection that, encourages it to come and it doesn't make you bleed so much? So I said, yeah, I had that last time. I just remember it feeling really weird and like not having to do anything. Well, this time it didn't come, and she said, have a feel where it is because we need it out soon. And luckily it was right there, and she said, you're just going to have to really push this out, so we need you, when you have a pain, you really need to push it. I needed the gas and air again for this because it was actually more painful than giving birth to Alex. Finally it came, thank God. They had to do some pushing on my tummy and give it a good old pull while I was pushing, but it came and it was massive. The midwife said, haven't seen one that side for a very, very long time, which probably as heavy as your baby, which was pretty amazing. And now I know why I was severely anemic and feeling like crap, because I had a big baby, millions and millions of tons of water, and the biggest afterbirth you've ever seen in your life. After the birth I was a little shaky, I was a little in my own world. I remember feeling quite dazed about things, and I think it was just shock. I was a little bit shaky after I'd had something to eat and a sugary cup of tea and had a wash. I felt a bit better, but I was still in my own world a little bit until I'd had some more food and things, and it was shock, because it all happened so fast. It was like a dream. But yeah, so that is my birth story. Sorry if I've talked really, really fast or gone on forever, but yeah, that's it. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I will put in some pictures. I didn't film it, or I didn't take many photos I didn't take any photos in labour because it all happened too quick. I didn't even take our camera. So these are the photos that my mum kindly took. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.